Elsa Gate never stopped. And it's really demoralizing to see this story, man. We got this video from Caleb is Salty, so check out his channel, full credit and props. YouTube Kids content is absolutely terrifying, it's called, and I'll keep it quick for you, and then we'll play some of his video, and we'll comment on it. Elsa Gate, for those that don't know, is back in 2017 and 2018. Actually, I'll take credit for this. I was one of the first people to do an expose on this, which resulted in some action. I'd actually spoken with some people at YouTube and brought this to their attention. Elsa Gate was when people were making videos of themselves dressed as Spider-Man, Elsa, and Joker, running around chasing each other. These eventually devolved into graphic and overtly sexual content aimed at children, including injections, pregnancy, penetration, other disgusting things. Eventually, computer-generated content started getting produced where the thumbnails showed children consuming feces. It was bad. Now, many people worked to expose this. I was one of the original channels that did an expose. I think I did three videos breaking it down and exploring it in the different fashion, because first there was Elsa Gate, then there was I think it was like Finger Family was one of them, and then you had the Toys in Japan. So there was this big, I think I did like an hour series talking about it. What you had was in India and foreign countries, auto-generating content that struck at the algorithm to make content that would make them money. It's still happening. Now there's this video game. It's called, what is it called? Like PKN or something? This guy is this guy Caleb Salty breaks it down for you, and I'll play some of it for you. But understand, it is the exact same thing. Because of this kids content, they have found ways to exploit the algorithm to make sure that it promotes content that is disgusting and shouldn't be shown to children. But YouTube has never changed this. They allow it. I actually think it's intentional, and I think YouTube is evil. And there's a lot to talk about with how YouTube is evil today. But let me show some of what Caleb is Salty is talking about.
Get exposed to this type of filth content that circulates the platform, and let me tell you, it's worse than I thought. The goal here is to simulate what kind of recommendations a child might encounter when using YouTube on a parent's phone. To best replicate this, I created a fresh new account with a fake email, name, and age, which will become important later, and then once the account was set up, I began searching up some of the top 100 most searched keywords on YouTube and began clicking on suggested videos pretty much randomly. I started off with Minecraft because, you know, it's kind of my thing. And while the initial search results looked completely normal, after just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clicks,
Whoa.
I was recommended
Brewing Cute Pregnant Factory, Sonic the Hedgehog.
This. Some sort of weird pregnancy animation using characters from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Putting butt cheeks on them.
I think now's a good time to mention that every time we find an inappropriate video, graphics will be displayed on screen containing the specific violations of YouTube's advertiser-friendly content guidelines, which
other depictions of kids or popular kids characters that are unsuitable, depictions of fetishes. Now the question with this, is YouTube unable to stop it and they want to? Or are they intentionally allowing it? It has been nearly a decade since this got prominent attention. And it's still happening in the exact same way. Elsa being pregnant and getting injected, and now this.
Are supposed to demonetize the video. However, for some reason, which we'll talk about later, YouTube doesn't enforce them. Trust me, you'll need it, because after clicking on this video, everything went downhill.
Whoa. It's all the same stuff. Even Spider-Man was there. Wait, she's not food? What, she's eating a person?
Videos containing all sorts of inappropriate themes quickly began taking over my recommendations to the point where it was almost the only thing recommended. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, then please subscribe. We're super close to 200K, and realistically this video is probably going to get vaporized and demonetized by YouTube anyways, so it would really mean a lot. Anyway.
Shout out to Caleb is Salty. Excellent work. By the way, you guys should subscribe to his channel. I'm just reacting to the work he did on this documentary. We're not going to play the full thing, of course. It's an hour long, but I want to hit some of the points he's bringing up.
I tried the experiment again, this time with the search term Roblox, and within just 9 clicks, the exact same thing happened again.
Wow.
I tried again with another popular search term, Fortnite, and what do you know? Same stuff. And it's not just these few minute examples. Nearly every game, kids show, and cartoon are infested with this filth content.
What is this? This is the same thing. I mean, look at this. You know, I got an idea. I'm going to pull up a private window. I'm going to go to youtube.com. So here's what happens when you pull up youtube.com and without ever having been there. This is a private browser. Let's search for Bluey. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying it's gonna prove what he's saying. So we pull up Bluey and we'll just click this one. And there's a Bluey video. And then we'll scroll down and we got Peppa Pig. We'll click that one. And then let's see what happens. Okay, we're getting kids content. Here's Peppa Pig. Here's Mummy Pig's pregnancy. That's an official. Wow, look at this. Mummy Pig's pregnancy journey. Evie's arrival this Friday. This is a real Peppa Pig official, verified. Let's scroll down. Now we're getting a lot of Peppa Pig stuff. He said it was like 7 clicks. And that's when he started getting the weird stuff. So we'll click this one. Peppa Pig Comes to America. Full episode from Toys and Colors. Peppa Pig makes music. Nothing seems strange or crazy. Maybe we're lucky. Maybe it's only the kids channel. Let's grab, what else do we got? Disney Junior. This looks like it's a lot of just, verified stuff. I think we're not getting anything crazy just yet. Curious George official, George Pig, Peppa Pig official, Peppa's Playgroup. These are verified channels. So on this, so it could be interesting. I'm not using an account. This is just a private browser. But so far, we've not really seen anything. And it's only really recommending the official channels. Bluey official, Sheriff Labrador. Here's Rexy Kids. That's not an official channel. I wonder if that's when it starts to break down, when you start clicking non-official channels and what it recommends. But I'll just say this. With no account active, I don't think we've not gotten anything. I will stress all of this. All of it is psychotic and bad for your kids, and don't let them watch this stuff. Holy crap. But I'll just say in real time, was not able to replicate any of this stuff. However, one thing I can do is taking a look at the channels that he has found. Let's play a little bit more.
Well, and the further I got into this experiment, the more it became apparent that this content isn't just easy to find, it's practically unavoidable.
Pix PNT. So let's do this. PIXPNT and see what happens. There it is. What the is this? Now, what is this is crazy. Oh, whoa. So he found this channel, hundreds of thousands of views. Let's look at this. He's drooling over her in a bikini. Squid Game. Jax and Agatha, Squid Game Jump Rope, The Amazing Digital Circus. Pix PNT, 17,000 subscribers, but 245,000 views. Man, if I could figure out that algorithmic bump, holy crap, I'd be rich. And there it is. Look at the right side. Tunner fell in love. Savanav, and it's sex content. Peppa Tang. Whoa, man. Just by clicking on this one video, it is now devolved into tons of sexualized, insane. This is crazy. Wow, man. This is absolutely insane. Mr. Beast. Wow. It's wild, man. Look at this. Hot summer and a woman's butt. Yo, it's Squid Game. Squid Game has high SEO. So what you'll find is a lot of these schlop content channels targeting kids, they'll put Spider-Man, hot dog, and Squid Game in the titles. I'm going to search for hot dog, and I knew it. Mickey Mouse is what comes up. That's why. When you type in hot dog, YouTube says, I typed in hot dog, Mickey Mouse. The first thing I'm going to say is, the hot dog song, Disney Junior, I just had a kid, okay? I'm going to tell you outright, for the love of all that is holy, stay away from YouTube and social media and do not let your kids watch this. I am not joking. It is serious. You think it's bad when they're doing the weird Elsa Gate stuff? It's crazy. But what's even scarier is that this Disney Junior, Disney Kids channel verified, while it may not be sexually suggestive or violent, is still extremely damaging to your child's brain. I'm terrified of what's going to happen in the future because of this, because YouTube allows this. I ain't even kidding. I'm talking legit about literally just normal Disney stuff where they're screaming hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, and that's it. Look at this. Why is it? Oh, I got muted.
Well, yeah, up on your feet. Come on, do what I do. Keep on dancing. It's fun.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. We're splitting the scene, we're full of beans. So long for now from Mickey Mouse. That's me.
202 million views, and this is just one of them. Here's all hot dog dances compilation.
Everybody stand up.
8 minutes long. There's one that's 2 hours long. How do I find the? Let's try and find the one that's 2 hours long. Let's see. We got Disney. It's Disney Junior. Here's an 8-minute one. Here's an, oh my God, man, 60 minutes. Yo, we are fried. Listen, I understand that it's bad when they're injecting, Elsa-gating, pregnancy, and all that psychotic stuff. But if you're putting an hour of Mickey Mouse screaming hot dog and dancing in front of your kids, you are frying their brains. Dude, wow, man. That's crazy. You know what's really fascinating is I'm going to go back to the weird psycho content.
Hey, Agatha.
Squid Game.
I need to tell you something.
Is this
I really like you.
the amazing digital circus? Look what they write. Squid Game baby fight AI. Welcome to our channel. We create fan-made animation inspired by the amazing digital circus. What they put in the description, hashtags, do not copy or re-upload our videos, TVPG. Yeah, here's someone getting spanked. 1 million views. In 5-10 years, the content that I produce, which is cultural, news, or whatever, is over. It's over, man. Because the kids that are growing up on this, their brains are going to be jello. This is absolutely amazing. Ragatha and Jax, Squid Game, Rope Jump, Amazing Digital Circus. They do that because the YouTube algorithm is going to promote this. And that's the game. That's the game. When you look at a lot of these videos, I'm willing to bet. Here, let's click this one at random. Hot Summer, Ragatha, The Amazing Digital Circus. Let's see what else there is.
Peppa and her family.
Peppa Pig versus Zombies Part 9, 2.8 million views, and the thumbnail is Peppa Pig defecating. 10 million views. Peppa Pig versus Zombies, all episodes. I love my Peppa Pig, but Bootwalla. I'll tell you something else. There's something else this all may be. Not just that it's targeting kids. Elon Musk on X monetized the platform. And at first, we were all really excited. Several prominent personalities were making like $30,000 in their first month. Me, I was making probably $8,000 to $10,000 a month. I've got 2.4 million followers, and I just kind of post whatever I feel like posting, so I probably could do more, but pretty good. Now I'm doing about 4 to 5. What happened was there's a finite amount of money that goes into X. Let's just call it 100 monetary units, because like 100%. When this monetization program started, it was mostly just people like me that tweet all the time and others. And so let's say my tweets get 2% of the views. That money pool at 100 distributes 2% of the revenue towards my account for generating that many views and interactions. It's mostly interactions because the ads appear below your tweet in the tweet thread. Other creators were making tons of posts and getting a larger percent. Then the Indians found out. And I mean this quite literally, Indians. I'm not trying to disparage India. They started posting things where they'd say, "How are you?" They would then comment on their own posts with other accounts saying, "I am good. I am fine." What happened then is, as this generic fake content bubbled up, excuse me, the pool of money at 100 started splitting with everyone else. So whereas I was actually getting like 8 to 10,000 for the tweets I was making, I was now getting half of that because in India, they were pulling from the pool of resources and ad sales by making generic garbage spam content. And everyone said, Elon, ban this. Indians were posting happy payday because poor people in the third world don't care. So what is this? Elsa Gate was largely this. It wasn't just AI-generated content. There were actually videos out of Eastern Europe, impoverished areas, where there was one video that had 8 million views where a man injected his daughter in the butt with what appeared to be saline. And it got 8 million views, and he probably made 16 grand. And he probably told his daughter, I'm sorry, but $16,000 is more than we make in 2 years, and we need the money. And it is us in America and the advertisers that are paying the bill for that.
Come on now. Don't take forever.
Let's jump
Hurry up and
ahead.
undress.
Let's jump to Nowhere is Safe.
Same content is showing up there as well.
Chapter 5, Nowhere is Safe.
As we all know, every video uploaded to YouTube is forced to be labeled as either made for kids or not made for kids. If a video gets set as the latter, there would be no changes and the video remains unaffected. This is how basically every YouTube channel you've ever watched operates, and it makes sense. Because if a video is determined to be made for kids, it will lose a majority of features that normal videos have, such as the comment section, and most importantly, personalized ads and ad revenue. This feature is the result of a $170 million lawsuit that the FTC filed against YouTube back in 2019. And among other reasons, like stopping YouTube from being able to illegally collect data on children, it serves as a good way to separate kid-friendly content from everything else. So I find it extra confusing that even videos marked as not made for kids still actively get recommended and even promoted on the homepage of the YouTube Kids app.
Wow.
If we go back to literally any of the channels I've mentioned so far, click on a random video and check out its engagement.
Look at this. Ragatha and Jax, first time, Amazing Digital Circus.
You'll notice that the total ratio of views to likes and comments is often vastly disproportionate. For example, my most viewed video, which was packaged towards a general audience and has over 3 million views, has 126,000 likes and over 14,000 comments at the time of making this. If we compare that video to this weird inside-out animation, which is clearly aimed at children, you'll notice that despite having a pretty similar view count, it has significantly lower engagement with around 17,000 likes and only 89
Now look at this. You know, Cartoon's a verified channel. That's crazy, dude.
comments. This is most likely because when you watch a video on YouTube Kids, it doesn't allow you to interact with the video in any way. As you can see here, there's no way to leave a like or comment on this video at all. It only allows you to simply watch the video. However, because the original video still comes from YouTube, it still counts as a normal view. And the only engagement being left on the actual video is most likely from other kids using the regular YouTube app, probably on their parents' account or something. I mean, come on, take one look at these comments. According to a Google support article regarding what videos are available in YouTube Kids, Google openly admits that while the videos on the YouTube Kids home screen are manually chosen via review, the videos from search results and recommended don't get this same treatment, and instead are automatically chosen by YouTube's algorithm, which they also say isn't perfect. They even state that, quote, there's a chance that your child will find content that you don't want them to watch. While a human might be able to immediately tell whether something is definitely not suitable for children, an AI algorithm might struggle, especially when the content in question features family-friendly characters or other elements commonly found in children's content. So it's entirely possible that as long as a video looks family-friendly enough in the eyes of the algorithm, by loading up the thumbnail with a bunch of bright colors and swapping out any potentially dangerous words like rape with prank or sex with love curse, it will get recommended just the same. To further support this theory, I decided to venture onto YouTube Kids myself, and while I was only able to find a handful of examples in my limited time viewing, which, albeit, are still damning in their own right, it was actually the search results that told me everything I needed to know. When I started typing in the name of any kids content related character, the suggested results got pretty weird. For example, when I searched up Pomni and Jax, I was met with suggestions like Pomni and Jax kiss in bed, Pomni and Jax sus, Pomni and Jax kiss on lips, as well as Pomni noises, Pomni no shirt, and Pomni no blur. And of course, this isn't the only example. The fact that these searches even exist within YouTube Kids, in my opinion, strongly suggests that not only are these disgusting content farms slipping through the cracks, because believe me, this is not a unique incident, but children are actively searching and finding them on this app as well. But even if this entire theory somehow isn't true, the rest of the quote-unquote normal content being promoted on YouTube Kids is just as dangerous for slightly different reasons. Let's have a quick chat about Cocomelon, which is the third most subscribed channel on the entire platform and the second most watched.
He's probably going to say exactly what I'm saying.
I can't believe this is a number. 201 billion views. I want to take a few moments to discuss this company. An extremely bright and exaggerated color scheme, often at the literal max saturation, and uses repetitive and easy to memorize lyrics to further lock kids into a cycle of constant engagement.
So this is exactly what I had already been saying. And again, shout out Caleb is salty. Full credit. I appreciate it, man. This is really great work. Yo, all kids content is psychotic. All of the stuff on this is psychotic. We don't, you know, our daughter, she's very young. We don't let her watch any of this stuff. I know she's still very young, but this is what people are doing. Miss Rachel, I think, is evil. Dude, we're in serious trouble as a species, as our next generation. I don't even know where to begin, man. I mean, look at this stuff. We are being algorithmically beaten. So let me say it like this. There's more than just this that we're seeing, and there is a mechanism behind what we are seeing. And that is, we have created algorithms as humans, but we have lost ourselves in the refuse of those algorithms. Let's go back to 2008. If you track the LexisNexis data, this is a database of information, and that's a simple way to describe it. You can look at the use of certain words in the media, news outlets. Around 2008, we saw a massive hockey stick spike in terms like gender, trans, LGBTQ, white supremacy. This was algorithmic. What had happened was on Facebook, they were trying to figure out how to keep people on the platform. And so they said, first, if you follow somebody, you get what they post. And eventually people started following more than 300 people. They had too many friends, they had too many likes. This meant that your reverse chronological feed was moving too quickly. So they said, people are leaving Facebook. They're not sticking around long enough because the content is boring them and they'd rather go somewhere else. Let's create an algorithm that shows them what they're more likely to like and want to read. Therefore, on Facebook, if you make a post that says I'm pregnant and getting married, you'll appear at the top of everyone's feed because of the engagement being so high on those posts. Because of this, news outlets began to emerge that made money off of sharing articles on Facebook. Notably, Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, Mike, etc. I believe even Daily Wire and Vice. Now, you'd go on Facebook working for this company and you'd write an article that says something like, you know, Barack Obama wins election. And you'd post it. People would share that article and then you would make money because people clicking on the article would see your ads. Fantastic. And a lot of money was to be made. Big companies made tons of cash, though this era has largely ended. Something did happen. Eventually, people realized that certain keywords did better. It wasn't necessarily on purpose that someone decided, working for this newsroom, I'm going to make content about racism or whatever. What happened was, you get a video about police brutality. Maybe it's Occupy or Black Lives Matter. And so somebody posts an article and it says something to the effect of, you know, police brutality is bad. This article would generate substantially more views and conversation and engagement than your average news article. So the company behind it, be it BuzzFeed, Mike, or otherwise, says, wow, we just made a lot of money off that article. Do it again. Online, Rage gets the most shares. So at this time, justice was a big issue. In fact, one of the top websites in the world in this era specifically just posted police brutality videos. So there were regular working people who were going on Facebook, going on X, largely Facebook, and they were seeing nothing but police brutality. And by clicking these articles, they made people very, very wealthy. Now, what if you're a child and you're 10 years old at this time, 2010? The only thing you're seeing is that Facebook is blasting you with police brutality. This creates the modern BLM movement we get when these teenagers are now 18 years old. In 2020, we see the mass riots from George Floyd. These people grew up in a world where the media given to them said police brutality over and over and over again. Why? Because companies were making money off of it. These kids grew up with it and did not realize. Actually, I think in 2019, 9 unarmed black men were killed by the police. 9. And that's bad. We all agree it's bad, but it's not 10,000. But that's actually what these people believed. Mike.com is a great example. Originally starting off as a Ron Paul libertarian website, when Facebook decided to prioritize algorithmic content or prioritize an algorithmic feed, if you were to combine certain titles and certain words, you'd get even more promotion. So back then, what we were seeing was if you made an article that says police brutality is a problem, you'd get 1 million views. If you said racist police brutality is a problem, it would be exponential. You wouldn't just get 2 million views, you'd get 10. Because the way the algorithm works is the more views you get, the more they promote, and it's a snowball rolling down a hill until it runs away. This resulted in the explosion of certain terms like white supremacy, police brutality, racism, gender, sexism, LGBTQ, etc. And it created this era where we saw the rise of Gamergate. Now, don't get me wrong, certainly universities play a role, and the ideology existed before this. But why is it that so many news outlets all of a sudden were concerned about racism in video games? Because when they posted on Facebook, they got paid. Now we're in a similar era. It's never stopped. It's never changed. Certainly, these platforms have tried to limit and control this, but it's still getting bad. In fact, it may be worse. What we're seeing now with Elsa Gate 5, yeah, that's right. Elsa Gate 2.0, 3.0, 4, they already happened. It's never going to stop. The algorithm that was created by humans is only getting worse. Twitter is a really great example of this. Jack Dorsey, when he launched Twitter, he called it the free speech wing of the free speech party. But eventually they tried to create an algorithm and they tried to adhere to the modern zeitgeist. They said, okay, based on what we're seeing on Facebook, we are going to prioritize certain content. They're going to follow suit, the same with all the other big tech, everything we saw on LexisNexis, content that was popular. So Jack Dorsey, who was a libertarian guy, turned into a woke activist, where they began to ban people for misgendering. Now, why did he do that? It's because Twitter, which was a cultural hub where we discuss ideas, had a weight placed upon it. When Jack Dorsey says, don't say these things, you break the rules, content then started to all push in one direction. Every day Jack Dorsey woke up, the only thing he saw was content he had algorithmically programmed to appear. The worldview got entrenched more and more and more until one day Jack Dorsey said, hate speech is not allowed, inverting his worldview from the free speech wing of the free speech party. The way I describe it, he created a sewer system and pumped it down his own throat. It's still happening, and now it's getting worse. Without calling out individuals, I'm trying to be nice. Tons of prominent YouTubers in the news space have begun using thumbnails that are fake news images. I won't do it, and I can't compete with it. Sorry. Maybe that means I will wither away and die in terms of my career. Fine, so be it. Censorship, manipulation, and the ever expansion in competition means honest actors and those with scruples can't survive this space. There are prominent creators who have taken to Midjourney. And let's say there's a story about Russia and Ukraine. They will have Midjourney auto-generate an explosion and people getting shot and make an image that appears to be from the Ukraine war which someone is likely to click on because it's shocking. They'll even include a fake lower third news chyron from a prominent news organization. So to the average person who's scrolling through YouTube, they'll see me with moderate success looking at a real news article, highlighting a certain word saying, check out what's going on, where I try to break down and give you the facts. But this same person will then see next to it, CNN, explosion and gunshots, and it looks like a real article. It looks like a real news clip, and they think, whoa, what just happened? A nuke detonated? I better click this. And what do they get? Similar content to mine and other people's, but using a fake thumbnail. And it's not against the rules on YouTube. Now, in certain areas, I don't mind using AI to make thumbnails. Everybody's doing it. We do debates, and when we do, we are going to exemplify the issues of the debate because it's not a news story. That I don't have a big problem with. In the news space, however, people are going to start to see nothing but fake images, fake videos, and it's getting worse every single day. Alongside this, humans have created an imperfect algorithm and an AI that is frying our brains. And I don't know how we survive it because generations after generation are being built upon it. Gen Z, they're already brain fried from ElsaGate. Gen Alpha coming up much the same. And people aren't having kids. So I don't have any good answers for you. All I can say is I'll try my best with videos like this. And I hope you guys watch, share, and subscribe. But in the end, I do feel like it's a losing battle. So I hope you're ready. I'll wrap it up there. Shout out again to Caleb is Salty for the original content. You guys should definitely check out the full documentary he made. It's amazingly well done, and this dude deserves your subscription. So bravo, brother. Great work. Maybe we should do a culture war with him and bring him on, and we'll see where we end up. Subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next segment.